Here's a new knife to give you my first impression of, and this is also another case of a knife which I probably wouldn't have bought myself. It retails for 204 euros or 217 US dollars, so that's just outside of my personal price range for knives. I know by some people's standards I'm cheap in that way, but I'm not really a knife collector. I like knives, but I'm not really a collector as such. So anyway, this is the Resolza by Extrema Ratio, which was sent to me for review, and it's got my name engraved on it. So this one actually has a free laser engraving included in the price. That and also this diamond sharpener here. This comes with it. So if you ever wanted to have a knife that says like Edgelord or something on the blade, then there's your chance. So this is a stone-washed blade of N690 stainless steel with a hardness of 58 HRC. It's got a flat grind. The handle is anodized aluminum, and it's a liner lock, as you can see here. So this is quite a slender knife, fairly long too. And this is something that I personally quite like about it. It looks very sleek and elegant. So there is one particular issue with this one which will prevent me personally from carrying this. And that is this. So this, unfortunately, the way it is right now, is technically illegal in Canada by Canadian law. Now I'm going to fix this right now, and forgive me for going on one of these broken record rants, but this just once again illustrates how stupid and unreasonable the law is. And this is not just Canada, by the way. Many European countries also have a ban on gravity knives, as well as knives that are opened with centrifugal force. This is what this is about. So if you flick your wrist and the blade comes out, this is illegal. So now I've tightened the screw here, and voila, now it's legal. I mean, you see how unreasonable this is. Like a small little turn of a screw. This is essentially your legality switch. Illegal, legal. Illegal, legal. It just makes no frickin' sense. It does not change anything about this knife whatsoever. I mean, it doesn't make it more lethal suddenly that you can flick it open like that. I mean, okay, so it's quick. I pull it out of my pocket, I flick my wrist, it's open. All right, fine. The way it is now, I pull it out of my pocket, I do this, it's open. How much slower is that? And exactly how does that make a difference? I mean, if you want to talk about like some criminal scum who carry something like this to assault somebody or threaten them, well, guess what? Since they have premeditated their attack, they have all the time in the world to pull it out and open it by whatever means necessary, and it'll be there. Not to mention the fact that if somebody really wants something like that and wants to commit a crime, and guess what? They whip out their screwdriver, loosen the pivot, and there it is. So anyway, just had to rant about that real quick. So as it is now, I have to open it like this. Yay. Oh, by the way, another fun fact, if this had a flipper and I had to touch the flipper while flicking my wrist, that's legal. Yeah. Politicians and common sense, right? So yes, for these arbitrary reasons, I'm not going to carry it outside the home. I'm just going to use it here for various tasks, and I'm going to use it for a while, like a couple of months or so, and then I'll come back and give you the final review. Now, you may ask, why don't you carry this anyway? Well, I'd rather be on the safe side, because I have heard stories of police officers, looking at a knife and just, doing whatever they can and flicking them like crazy, like, putting as much effort into it as they can to show that, oh, see, this can be flicked open, even if you have to fling it around like crazy. So I'd rather be on the safe side. You just don't mess with the law, you don't want to get in trouble, and that's how it is. By the way, I have no idea why this is already scratched. I'll bring you a little closer here so you can see that. So, that was too far. So right here, I'm not even sure if the camera will pick that up. There's a little bit of scuffing going on there, which I really don't know why, because I haven't carried it, and it was just lying around. I mean, it was lying next to some other knives, and maybe another knife was lying on top of it. I don't know. But it sure seems like it scratches easily, which is a bit of a bummer. I mean, not really a big deal, but just something that I'm noticing. The stone-washed blade is really quite nice, and it is very sharp. I mean, this is actually right now the sharpest knife that I have. Like even the Spyderco Manix 2, which is very sharp, it doesn't reach this. So here's my phone book paper. This is like insanely sharp. I mean, in a good way. This is how I like basically, or would like all knives to be, or almost all. Depends on the application. But I mean, this is just crazy sharp. The things that I don't even have to draw or anything. It's not a slice. Like I can just essentially drop it, without any kind of slicing motion, and it does it. And also it shaves hair quite easily, as you can see here. Oh no, look at how threatening I'm being right now. I'm shaving hair on my own hand. No, I'm showing off how lethal this is. Okay, I'm done now, I swear. No more sarcastic jabs at lawmakers for now. So yeah, this is a really, really nice looking knife, but it also feels great, I have to say. The handle is also relatively slim, and the surface feels great in the hand. It feels smooth, but it's not slippery. And also because you can very comfortably wrap your fingers pretty far around it, there's really not much risk of you slipping. And the way it's beveled here is quite nice. Makes it feel really damn good. So when I took this out of the box, I immediately liked it. The overall aesthetics, the shape, the way it handles, it's really, really nice. Now I do have some things to nitpick on. I mean, don't I always? Almost. So for one, it's a liner lock. I would prefer if this was a lockback. I think a lockback would be really suitable for this, because it's a fairly long handle, and you can easily push that button down, or it could at least be a frame lock. Or I think personally I would really prefer a lockback on this one. Like the liner lock, okay, I mean it doesn't have to be bad, it can be reasonably strong. I just feel that for such a large knife like this, it's not necessarily the greatest choice. The other thing is I would very much like a flipper for two reasons. One, it would make it easier to open. I mean, okay, loosening the screw of the devil right here, and I'm sorry I did it again. That's of course also a way to do it. But if you have a flipper, it just makes it a little more comfortable, a little easier to open, and at the same time, because the flipper will rotate here, you then have a bit of a guard. If the flipper sticks out there, then your fingers can't ride up onto the blade. I mean, it's not like you would normally stab with this unless you're up to no good. But sometimes it can come in handy if you want to stab into a box to open it up or something like that. It might come in handy. But At the same time, you have so much handle that you can choke all the way back, and it shouldn't really be a problem. It would just be an improvement in my opinion. The other thing is it would be nice if it had a detent, because particularly in this situation here, that might actually solve the issue. Like if there was a detent, it wouldn't be as easy to flick open. So if the detent was strong enough and it had a flipper, then you would need the flipper in order to open it. And like I said, for whatever bizarre reason, if there is a flipper and you have to push it while flicking it, the flicking is suddenly fine. So that would certainly help. Also, it's a safety feature. I mean, this can open up in your pocket quite easily. You can tell there's absolutely no detent the way it is right now. So this could possibly open up in your pocket, and if you then reach for it, ow. So that I would definitely prefer to see changed. But these are the things right now that come to mind. As long as the steel is good. Now, I'm not familiar with this type of steel, but as long as the edge attention, yeah, I'm sure the edge is paying a lot of attention to what I'm saying right now. So if the edge retention is good, then this would be a great knife, I think. So yeah, that's pretty much my first impression right now. I'd certainly like it so far. But if those things could be changed, that would make it possibly fairly close to perfect for me. And I have a feeling that somebody might be amused at my choice of words here. Might be possibly perfect. I can't just say this would be totally perfect if that was the case. But what can I say? As a reviewer, you have to be extra cautious. I mean, especially if you got something sent for free, then everybody assumes, or not everybody, but a lot of people assume that you'll be biased. And if you say anything positive about it, that just proves that you're a shill and whatever. So it can also go in the opposite direction. Because of that, you might be more eager to point out the negatives or downplay the positives because, hey, I can't seem too enthusiastic about it, otherwise I'll be accused of this and that. But no, seriously, honestly, so far, first impression, I very much like this. We'll see how it goes, and I'm going to post the final review as soon as I've spent some time with it and used it and all of that. Anyway, so thanks for watching and have a good one.